This is Jen in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives Archives, and today I'm going to share with you some do's and don'ts for taking care of photographs, papers, and scrapbooks at your home. Some things you do want to avoid are using things that can rust, such as paper clips and staples. As you can see, when they get just a little bit of moisture, they will start to rust and will discolor and eventually degrade your papers. You also want to avoid rubber bands, which over time dry out and will flake away into your papers. You also want to avoid newspaper being mixed with your other papers, as over time they can even break down the papers next to them, such as has happened here, where it has totally eaten away this thin paper. You do also want to avoid using or keeping materials close to moisture points. So keeping things in a dry environment is better than keeping things in maybe a basement where there could be a chance of some water. So some things that have happened that we have here are mold has gotten on the tape, which you can see by some white residue on the tape, which will make it not play right anymore. You also want to make sure that photographs that are kept next to glass in a frame don't get wet, as the photo will then become permanently stuck to the glass, such as happened here. And don't worry, this is a photo we have many copies of. Also, keeping things in with colored paper, if they get wet, then your photograph could potentially be ruined, and there's really no way to come back from that once it has happened. And again, this is something we have copies of. Some things you don't want to do when making a scrapbook are including food materials. This is from a scrapbook where some commemorative lollipops were placed in the binder, but over time, once kept in a hot garage, the candy melted and destroyed several of the neighboring pages because of the candy leakage. You also don't want to use glue or tape heavily in scrapbooks, as they break down over time and will discolor papers. Another thing to be careful of are plastic sleeves. Now you can buy acid-free plastic sleeves that will work better, but just regular ones you might buy, if there's printer ink next to them, over time it will transpose onto it and possibly destroy your documents. So these are just a few tips, and we have many more, so follow us on social media and stay tuned for more videos to hear more of our tricks. Thanks.